The Holy Grail, the lost city of Atlantis, a driver who knows how to use a turn signal, and the PlayStation 5. These are all the rarest items in the known universe. But I managed to nab the latter. Ooh. Ah, very nice. It's a very nice thing you have there, John. Thank you. Thank you. It's mine. I own it. The PlayStation 5 has been out for almost half of a year now, and has been a demonstration to the skyrocketing popularity of video games. Getting your hands on one is harder than putting a USB in right on the first try. Oh my god, I did it! Today, I would like to tell you what it has been like to live with the PlayStation 5 for the past half year. Has it kept me warm at night, or have we grown distant and cold? Alright, time to unbox it and see what's inside. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I guess I'll just tell you what it's like size-wise. The thing is absolutely massive. But it is also absolutely gorgeous. I don't think the display pictures or videos quite do it justice. It is lit by these beautiful LEDs that ride the perfect line between obnoxious and subtle. I also really like the small details of the little PlayStation buttons forming the texture of the controller and the console. The console also came with the brand new DualSense controller, which decided that the Xbox controller was the right size for human hands. Sorry raccoons, you guys are gonna have to go back to playing your Switches. Aww. The controller maintains the sleek black and white look of the console and also displays itself as an extension of the system. While all of this is wonderful, finding a place to put this thing is nearly impossible, and it'll probably just end up sitting next to your empty media case. The PlayStation 5 is Sony's most powerful and fast console. Emphasis on the fast aspect, as the increased loading times of the console have been one of my favorite features. It has definitely saved me a ton of time over the last few months, and I have used this save time to read all of the Game of Thrones books, which total at about 4,352 pages and only took up about half of my saved time. While the internals of the console might not live up to your buddy's new Ethereum mining machine, it does hold its own against the new Xbox and PCs that are within the price range. Plus, after owning it for a few months, you will forget all about the specs anyways, because whatever games you are playing on it, you could have probably already run on your phone. If you are coming to the PlayStation 5 solely for the hardware, I would say that you are not here for the right reasons, and you should look elsewhere. Maybe build your own Ethereum mining machine to mine Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever you kids are doing these days. While the hardware might not make the PlayStation 5 a complete standout, the games do. Over the past few months, I have played quite a few games on my PlayStation 5, and the Sony-made experiences have been some of my favorite. Pathless and Maquette were both fantastic indies that were locked onto the system. These games were both relaxing and majestic. They treated me to some of my favorite moments in gaming, and they did all of this with simple yet jaw-droppingly beautiful scenery. Alongside these, you had the free Astro's Playroom, which was a fun and cute 3D platformer that every PS5 user must try. It is short, but if you have played any of Sony's consoles for long, it will be a nostalgia-filled ride. While these games were all wonderful to experience, none of them quite justified the jump in hardware, but one game that definitely did was the gorgeous Demon's Souls remake, which put the full power of the PlayStation 5 on display. Demon's Souls is the best and most faithful remake imaginable, and comes in stark contrast to the disappointing remake of Dark Souls we had gotten previously. All of these games have kept me on my machine for the past half year, and have given me fun and unique things to come back to. The experiences on the PlayStation 5 have been some of the best in a launch window of a console, and have definitely blown Xbox out of the water. But with Xbox's purchase of Bethesda and continued support for Game Pass, Sony cannot let off the gas, and they don't appear to, as they have Kena Bridge of Spirits, Deathloop, and Horizon Forbidden West all on the docket for this coming year. Things are only looking up for Sony's powerhouse. Sony took a huge jump this year with the release of their new controller, the DualSense. It is one of the most innovative and cool controllers that I have ever played on. It is able to make you feel like you are directly interacting with the spaces around you in the game. Wow, I feel so alive. It does this through little vibrations, subtle yet intricate sounds coming out of the tiny speaker on the controller, and pushback on the triggers, sometimes locking the triggers up so you can't pull them back any farther, or sometimes making it harder to pull back the trigger as to give you the feeling of pulling a trigger on a gun or pulling back a bow. A great place to see all of these effects is in the aforementioned Astro's Playroom. In Astro's Playroom, you will hear the tink-tink of Astro's feet running across glass coming through the controller, or you'll feel the tension of the bow while you pull it back to aim it at a target. Astro's Playroom uses every bit of the controller and convinces you that you are Astro. Now, one of the biggest drawbacks of the DualSense is its increasingly annoying and ever-present analog drift. No, not Tokyo drift, analog drift. Analog drift is where the analog stick on your controller continues to pull even after you've let go. It is the worst, and it has caused me more video game deaths than my coffee spilling habit. While the DualSense is one of the coolest controllers I have ever encountered, its issues with drift have caused me immense frustration and almost negate the positives of this controller. I hope Sony is able to fix this issue because the other features of the controller are truly revolutionary, and I would hate to see them go to waste on a stupid issue like drift. Now that I have owned my PlayStation 5 for the past half year, I believe that I have a full understanding of what makes it so special and what is just all fluff novelty. The controller is definitely a great feature, but the longer I get into my PlayStation's life, the less I notice its distinct advantages. The hardware is powerful, but the games today don't really require this intense power. The games are fun and exciting and fresh, but buying the console 6 months early really only afforded you early access to them, and they'll always be there for you as long as you buy the PlayStation 5. And most of the games are even available on the PlayStation 4, so owning the PlayStation 5 is not really necessary at this point. I say all this to mean that I love my PlayStation 5. I think it's a wonderful and fantastic console. But I don't think you're missing all too much by getting the console 6 months late. By this time next year, I think that everyone who wants one will have one, and me purchasing my console on launch will not make much of a difference. Nonetheless, I have had a great past few months with my PlayStation 5. Initially, I believe I would have scored the console a 9 out of 10. But after the honeymoon phase, I think it is more deserving of an 8 out of 10. I highly recommend it, but it won't revolutionize gaming as much as I had initially thought. For now. Later, gamers. See you on the flip side is what the kids say.